going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Roger Simmons with OrlandoSentinel.com with more of our continuing coverage of the mass shooting in Orlando. Just to let you know what's going on at this hour, the death toll remains at 50. Despite some reports earlier that had gone up, Orlando police say it still is at 50 at this point. More than 50 injured still being treated at area hospitals. Across the area, vigils and memorial services are taking place where people are coming together to remember the victims. And all across the world, there's been an outpouring of support for Orlando from places. Even Paris tweeted something about Orlando, we're with you. And it just gives perhaps a good feeling to the rest of the community that we're not alone during this situation and seeing all the support that's coming from everywhere. We're also finding out now the names of some of the victims that were killed by gunman Omar Mateen at the Pulse Nightclub. There are 7 have been identified so far, and we have their ages. And forgive me if I mispronounce some of these, but they are Edward Sotomayor Jr., who was 34, Stanley Amendovar III, who was 23, Luis Omar Acacio Capo, who was 20, Juan Ramon Guerrero, who was 22, Eric Ivan Ortiz Rivera, who was 36, Peter O. Gonzalez Cruz, who was 22, and Luis S. Vielma, 22. We have Orlando Sentinel reporters who are going to write stories on every one of the victims. 2 we have been able to complete so far, and the reporters who wrote those are with me now. Steve Hudak, we were able to do a story about Stanley Amendovar. Tell me about that.
Well, his parents, his mother says he was a happy child, a happy boy with a big heart. His aunt described him as a kid with a bright future and a big future. He was a pharmacy tech. He was 23 years old. Graduated from East Ridge High School in Claremont. That's where he lived. He also attended a college, at Anthem College, I think, in Orlando, where he was studying to be a pharmacy tech. But a young woman who was with him at the club had told the family that he was in the bathroom when the bullets started flying. He came out, he saw people in harm's way, and he pushed them out of harm's way, and he was shot in the chest and the stomach and the side. So, I mean, he died a hero.
Sad. And Jeff Weiner, you spoke with, or you put together the obituary that we have online for Edward Sotomayor Jr. Tell me about Edward.
Edward was a brand manager for a travel website that catered to the gay community. He seemed to be very active in that field. He also previously worked for a magazine. He described himself online as a disciplined motivator and a team player. We haven't been able to reach his family yet, but we know that some of them have posted online asking for thoughts and prayers, as has the owner of the travel website that he worked for, who said that this was the saddest day that he can remember.
Obviously. Well, at the Orlando Sentinel, we're committed to having a story about every one of the victims. There's a place on our website where you can go to see the stories, orlandosentinel.com/pulse victims. We'll have information about that. There'll also be a special edition of the Orlando Sentinel on newsstands on Monday, and we'll continue our coverage of this story, I think, for days as we continue to find out more about the victims and about the gunman. But for now, that'll end our update. I'm Roger Simmons for OrlandoSentinel.com. Thanks for joining us.